What's going on, y'all? It's your boy JT, and I am back to the Crypto Den. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. I appreciate you stopping by and listening to me rant on about all the things I look at and research for my hedge fund, Bleeding Edge Capital. For those who do not know, I am Jake Tullis. I go by JT, and I do run a crypto. God, I can't talk today. Crypto hedge fund out of Cincinnati, Ohio, called Bleeding Edge Capital. And this channel is where I publish my research and conjecture and opinions, not advice, to YouTube, the internet, and people in general about things that are going on in crypto, but also other things. Like today, we're going to take a little sidetrack from crypto and talk about economics. As boring as that is, I'm going to try to keep it as brief and critical as possible as always. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes. I tend to rant, and I want to get right at the point, show you the data, that way you can make your own decisions, okay? I'm just bringing it to the forefront of your mind. So, today we're going to be talking about Fred. My best friend, Fred. Not really. I actually have friends, despite the appearance of this basement. Okay, I have a few. We got Fred here. All right, Freddie Boy is basically the Federal Reserve data. So if you want to know what monetary policy is doing, what the Fed is doing, what our money is doing, like money as a unit of account, like the actual dollar, okay, not some theory of money, like actual dollars that are, exchanging hands across all of the banks and settlements and ugh, everything, okay? Like the actual amount of dollars. If you want to know how dollars are doing relative to dollars, so just it's historical information on the Fed in America, okay? You're not going to get any other data about that as accurate as Fred gives it. And we're looking at Fred and his information about M1 money supply. Billions of dollars, not seasonally adjusted, updated weekly. That is kind of crazy, you guys. Basically, this is the amount of money that is over the GDP. Our GDP is approaching 30 something. There's 18 of this money. This is the amount of money that actually gets printed hot off the press from the Fed. M2 is money that gets circulated by banks and all this other stuff. Look at this percent increase. It happened with the CARES Act. This is how much money we printed. 3 to 16, almost 15 trillion entered the market from March to June. 1 quarter, you guys. Right? Or is that a year? I'm sorry. 2 years. That would have been insane. No, no, no. I'm sorry. March to May. No, no, no. I'm not crazy. Same year. Yeah. March to May. So yeah, full on quarter. Man, and then from there, with Biden's administration, we went from 16 up to 21, so 5. Both presidents, is my point, did an awful job of maintaining the money supply. And then we go look at gold. These are yearly candles, okay? So each candle is a full year. This is the largest candle gold has ever had, okay? Now, like ever. I mean, in history of gold, this is a god candle for gold. Like this is the best in gold you could have done ever, almost 100% in a year. Like it's insane. Okay, and I wanted to show you these two charts because it paints a very clear picture. This dollar or unit of account called a dollar has 5x'd in supply in the past 4 years. That means I technically just without thinking about M2 and all the other things, please, all you haters, just chill. If you had $15 trillion just extra in the world, and you had literally 3 months prior, immediately you're going to shock the economy. okay? And then you keep printing after to keep it afloat. But what we're really saying is there are 5 times more dollars. So the way that works is how the dollar gets worse through printing, okay, and gold does better, right? Is because you can't just like print gold. There's just like a fixed amount, period. And that supply increase is, controlled due to difficulty, capital expenditures, the actual energy that goes into powering the machines, and tons of different things. Where this stuff's like free cash flow just going out. It's just printed into the ethos with a click of a button, if you will. And if 5 times the amount of that unit account enters the market, you're going to have to use more units of account for the same thing, right? Like when there's only 100 grapes left in the world, one grape could be worth like everything. It could be worth so much. If you haven't had a fruit in 25 years, you know what I mean? Yeah, Waterworld. Think of like post-apocalyptic era stuff, right? The Bible and Book of Eli being like treasured because there's only one left, right? The inverse is also true. So if there were trillions of grapes, but only 5 apples, you would need a lot of grapes to buy that apple. The same is true for dollars, okay, and gold, and how the Fed is treating our money supply. If I were to take the US dollar, and this is why I started off with my boy Fred, if I were to look anywhere else, the dollar is doing great. It just is. We're the most desirable foreign currency. We have to be, okay? But dollar versus dollar, we're entering Latin America level of, monetary supply issuance. Okay. Inflation is a word used to track CPI. CPI covers a part of it, but that chart tells you exactly what everyone is hinting at. Inflation would be a symptom. Asset prices, the housing crisis, that's a symptom. The disease is money issuance. That's the cancer. Okay. And dollar versus dollar, this is the weakest the dollar has ever been in the history of the dollar. And it's an acceleration of a trend that had already happened once we got off the gold standard. Okay. All I would say, and this is not financial advice, me personally, I feel better knowing that my dollars have been converted into assets. Because if everyone else is going to use dollars, you follow me? To as a unit of account to my asset, they're going to need more dollars to purchase that asset. All right. What that looks like to you and me, house prices are going up, consumer goods up, groceries up, 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 because you need a greater amount for the unit of account to get the same thing. Because now there's 5 times as much dollars than there was just 4 years ago. It's absurd. It's absurd. Okay. And soon the interest payments on that money is going to pass $1 trillion, which will be more than our entire defense budget just paying back the central banks in interest. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. You're grown. Maybe you aren't. I don't know. Child, not child, adult, adult, not adult, old, young. I don't care. Whatever age you are. Just please understand what I'm saying and make good financial decisions for you and your loved ones. I genuinely care about you. It's the only reason I log on to this camera. I want to share information to help people make better decisions. Okay. That is it. Not the right decision, not the wrong decision, Mr. SEC, just better decisions. Okay, I'm trying to educate, not advise. Alrighty, until next time, y'all, take care of one another and stay strong. God bless you guys. Peace and love.